All right, let's talk about the Super Bowl ads. You know, I only talk about the ads. I'm not going to talk about the game. I watched the game, it was fine. But the ads I love to talk about because I think there are so many good marketing gems in those ads. And I do say this is one where I use marketing and ads interchangeably just because a lot of these ads are designed to sell stuff and make you want to buy something right away. A lot of them are just building brand awareness. A lot of them just want you to make sure that you think of them the next morning when you're, dropping by, looking for a place to get breakfast and some coffee, right? So these are, I like to look at the ads, not in terms of star power, not in terms of what was funniest or most memorable, but what is actually going to sell the thing. What do I think, at least, is going to be most effective at selling the thing that they're selling? Because we can all talk about those ads where it's like, oh yeah, so and so from that movie, and they were selling such and such, or they, got into this situation. I think the Stella Artois one is actually perfect, right? Matt Damon and David Beckham, hilarious. I don't know if it made me want to buy Stella Artois, but then again, I'm not a beer drinker, so maybe that's just me. So I'm getting ahead of myself. I am going to start. I am not covering all of the ads, by the way, just the highlights. So, first and foremost, How to Train Your Dragon. I am biased because I hate that they keep just remaking old movies. Yes, How to Train Your Dragon, awesome movie, awesome trilogy, perfect. Don't mess with it. We don't need a live action version. Just we already have a good version. We If you want to make a new movie, make something new. Don't remake the old one. So that it's not for me. I'm not going to go watch it. But as far as is it an effective ad, because I'm I know there are people who will go see the new one. So, and in that sense, this ad was a win. It highlights all of the most memorable, most emotional parts from the original that we love so much. You've got the one-on-one between Toothless and the Viking. You've got the sweeping, flying over the landscape kind of scenes, the music swelling and all of the things. So in that sense, yeah, it's a good ad. I can't knock it just because I don't personally like what it's selling. Rocket.com, this is one where you need to know your target audience, right? Because they claim to be selling the American dream, which sounds great. Except they were playing Take Me Home Country Roads, which is very specific, like the whole commercial, they were playing that song, which is very specific to West Virginia. If you are playing that ad only in West Virginia, great. Perfect timing, perfect marketing, love it. But the Super Bowl is a national event, and we have people in all 50 states who don't have any feelings about that song. And you're trying to sell to them. And to me, it feels like you're selling the American dream to West Virginia, which is like, okay, what does that have to do with me in Illinois or California or Alaska or wherever, right? So, yeah, no, I'm going to have to give that one a fail. Thunderbolt, new Marvel movie. Again, I'm biased. I'm a Marvel fan, so I'm gonna have to give it a win. I am the person who has seen all the movies and all the TV shows. I'm fully caught up. But I like that this one is not focused on that. It seems to be bringing in a new cast of characters and therefore is a great gateway for people who might be interested in Marvel but have not seen all of the things. So that I like a lot. Also, Florence Pugh, who has been in a Marvel movie and one of the TV shows, but I don't think you need to know that in order to enjoy this movie. So I like that it's giving kind of opening the way for potential new Marvel viewers. Also, who doesn't love Florence Pugh, right? Jesus, he gets us. There are so many ways to promote Christianity, starting with, I don't know, actual quotes from Jesus, instead of just this like really vague commercial that doesn't appear to be selling much of anything. Also, being part of a church can foster a sense of community and help people feel connected to the people around them, which is something we are all craving more than ever right now. Like, there are so many ways you can target this in a way that would be much more effective than this lame ass ad. So that's a fail for me. Liquid Death did not like this at all. This ad lost me as soon as it claimed that everyone is drinking on the job. So cool, alcoholism. And then they go, just kidding, it's just water and iced tea. Okay, so now you feel like you get to look super clever while making fun of the fact that, like, you thought it was alcohol, didn't you? But you shouldn't jump to those conclusions because obviously you led us to those conclusions. I don't think the it's just water and iced tea was enough to overcome the promoting alcoholism that it seemed like they were doing early on in the commercials. So yeah, no, major fail. Also, what is it about this water and iced tea that is so compelling, or is it just the name? There's nothing about this. This was no, hate this. Hexclad is the one that claimed that all famous people are aliens. Hilarious, especially because they used Pete Davidson, who could totally be an alien. So this is definitely one of those that, yeah, I remember that commercial. Yeah, and it had Pete Davidson, and yeah, it was really funny. I cannot tell you what Hexclad is or what they were supposed to be selling. So yeah, no, that one is a fail for me. Duracell, I think I'm gonna have to give this one a fail just because they only mentioned Duracell. This is the one with Tom Brady, and people are like, "Are you okay, Tom?" And he's like, "Why does everyone keep asking me that since the roast?" Hilarious. Has nothing to do with batteries. And I get it. Like, batteries are so hard to sell. They're not fun, they're not sexy, they're a necessity. We only think about them when the things we are using break. When my wireless mouse suddenly doesn't wireless mouse because the batteries died. That is the only time I think about batteries. So, and I understand you don't want people to associate that frustration with your brand. So I have to give this one a fail, but A for effort, because I know it's so hard to sell something like batteries. We got the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Ben Affleck is back. It was clearly trying to revive what they did last year with Matt Damon and Jennifer Lopez, but they only have 1/3 the star power. And it just doesn't work for me. Also, last year's ad when they did that was really good about talking up, like, making it seem really appealing. The coffee drinks with all the sugar and all the flavors and the donut holes, and they seem really appealing. I don't think they were maybe briefly shown in this ad, but it was not enough to be like, "Oh yeah, that was really oh yeah, I do want donut holes for breakfast tomorrow. Oh yeah, I do love that flavor of coffee that they have." Right? There was none of that in this ad. So, yeah, major fail. Hellman's this was the one that called back to the When Harry Met Sally scene, the I'll have what she's having scene. Hilarious. I love that they got those actors back together to do that again. But it also successfully positioned Hellman's as the star of the meal, and that's not easy to do, especially as an ad for a condiment. So big win on that one. Pringles, I guess mustaches were disappearing from the faces of famous people. But again, does not make me want Pringles. What it does is it focuses on the logo, because the logo of Pringles has the face with that big mustache. Okay, your logo is not your brand. Your logo is not what people buy. People buy the chips that they want to eat because they're craving, right? So you, again, had so many opportunities to talk about how addictive they are, how crunchy they are, how you can eat a whole stack without even realizing it. So many opportunities, all the different flavors you have, right? None of that. It was all about the logo. And you guys, your logo is not your brand, and it is certainly not what you are selling. So that was a major fail. Nike starts by telling women what they can't do, then shows them doing it. Not only does it do that, but it also shows the Nike font in the middle of the commercial, even without a Nike tagline. But you recognize the font. Like, you know that that's the Nike font. A+ branding. Absolutely love that one. And even when they didn't have words, they had like the little Nike dash that we all recognize. So yeah, and it was everywhere it showed these women doing all these active things with the Nike logo, with the Nike font. Absolutely perfect. Love it. Screening for breast cancer, this one featured Wanda Sykes. Everyone loves her, and it has a good message. Get checked. Can't hate on that, right? So absolutely have to give that one a win. IndyCar, this is, allegedly fastest racing on earth. Again, I am not the target audience for this, so this did nothing for me. But if you are someone who likes racing and you like the idea of the speed and watching cars go around really fast, that's what this ad showed. It's like, look, you want that? Here's where you can come get it. So that one has to get a win from me. Ontario, I feel so bad for Ontario. This ad was just trying to convince Americans, like, hey, you guys, you actually use a lot of the stuff that we provide, right? I feel like we already knew this. I can't blame them for trying. I kind of wonder if they bought this ad before Trump backpedaled real quick on his whole tariff thing with Canada and Mexico. So I'll give the ad a win, even though it's kind of weird and the whole situation is weird. That's not their fault. They're just trying to convince the American people to talk to our president about maybe not being quite so crazy. Stock cold brew, again, Channing Tatum. I love that it featured him dancing and trying to pump up the losing team in the Super Bowl, which makes me wonder if either they're really they can see the future, or did they film two versions of this commercial, one with each team, and then it's like, we'll just use whichever one is appropriate. This is another one that, it's hilarious. I love Channing Tatum. Great dancer. Love seeing it. It did nothing to make me want to drink cold brew. So I think ultimately I'm going to have to give it a fail. Rescue High Surf. Again, this is for a TV show. It makes it look intense. It's got the tense music. It's got the drums. It's got all the things. It's not for me. But again, just because I'm not the target audience does not mean this show is not effectively showing what you're going to get with this show. So I give it a win. Angel Soft, this is your potty opportunity, right? This is reminding us that commercial breaks are designed so we can go to the bathroom and go to the fridge and get snacks and refresh our drink and all these things. I love it. And I love that they're really, telling you, listen, this is your chance to go use toilet paper. And I love coining the term potty-tunity. Love it. Perfect commercial. Reese's had something to do with chocolate lava and claimed people were wanting to eat actual lava. No, I don't like this. It shows people as stupid because it shows that there's this confusion between chocolate lava and like actual lava. And I don't think anyone is making that comparison, that no one is getting confused about that. So yeah, no, this is a fail for me, which is like, come on, how do you mess up an ad for chocolate? It's the easiest thing in the world to sell. Maybe they figured all they needed to do was get their name brand out there and people will remember that they really like Reese's, and the next time they get a craving for chocolate Reese's. Totally possible. But yeah, I hated that commercial. That's a fail. NFL had this ad for girls flag football saying, flag football is now a girls sport. Women can compete and all this stuff. Trying to be super women empowering, except this is where your marketing has to align with what you are actually doing, because the NFL has no women players, has no women as coaches, none of that. When I was in high school, my high school football team had a girl on the team. And if they can do that in the early 2000s, the NFL can certainly do that now if they actually cared. They don't. So no, major marketing fail there. Carnival, a paradise you'll want to lose yourself in. It's a good tagline. We can all relate to the feeling of not wanting to go back to reality at the end of a good vacation. So totally love that. I do think the commercial could have done more to talk up the specific amenities of a Carnival cruise that make it so hard to leave. But the vibes are really strong. You got that vibe of I'm on the cruise, I'm in a tropical space, I'm feeling really good, I don't want to go home. We all know that feeling. So yeah, this is a win. DoorDash makes it seem like spending money on DoorDash is irresponsible, which makes their customers seem dumb. It makes it seem like buying the thing you're selling is a bad idea. Why would you want to make it seem like it's a bad thing to buy the thing that you are selling? Total fail on that one. Agent Force, I hate these commercials because they promote the AI as an answer to everything simply because it's AI. And yet the problems they're showing are problems that could easily be solved by a human just answering a few basic questions. Um, or, looking at the weather forecast. I don't understand how AI in this scenario it's trying to show is like super revolutionary. I love Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. We all do, super charming actors. But I don't think their charm is enough to overcome the just bad commercials that these are. So yeah, no, that's a fail for me. Lay's, this commercial is the best. This is the one with the young girl planting her own potato plant and sheltering it from storms and nurturing it and trying to grow it into the best potato it can be. And then she finally puts it on the truck at the end so it can go off and become potato chips. I don't even like Lay's all that much, but I love this commercial because it shows, it's a tearjerker. It's got the heartstrings tugging on those a little bit. But it also is all related to, look, we put a lot of care and effort into growing these potatoes and turning them into chips for you. I love it. Absolute win. Homes.com. Oh my gosh, this one is so bad. And it was so close to being so good. Like it didn't even need to change that much. It was all focused on, look, we cannot say homes.com is the best because you just legally cannot say that. So instead of saying, but we are the best because of all these things, well, you still can't legally say it. That would have been so much more compelling to say, but look at all these awesome things we do. We should totally be able to say that we're the best. Instead, it's just trying to come up with wordplay to get around that rule. It was such a missed opportunity. So, and I kind of hate doing this because, again, I love the people in this ad, but do I hate this ad? So no, major fail. Haagen-Dazs, not so fast, not so furious. You got some people, Vin Diesel and another guy from Fast and Furious movies. And instead, they're slowing down to enjoy some ice cream, right? Who doesn't love slowing down to enjoy some ice cream? Perfect commercial. Fleshy Cowboy Head is stupid, and I don't even know what it's promoting, so major fail. Poppy, stop spiraling. This is like someone's trying to figure out what to get to drink, and they're like pressuring you to order something, and then it's like, just get a Poppy, and that's supposed to be the answer. Instead, it feels like peer pressure. And I'm being pressured to order a Poppy, and I don't like that feeling. And I would not want it associated with my brand. I feel like their ad that they had last year was much more compelling about, hey, it's soda. It's just a healthier soda. Who doesn't love that idea, right? So, yeah, no, I did not like this one this year. A major fail. Extracted, it's not for me. This is another TV show. I don't like this, but Americans will watch because it's all about people taking stuff from other people in order to survive. And if that doesn't define America right now, I don't know what does. Science Moms, bringing awareness to climate change by showing how our kids are growing without with the climates they're entitled to. And I kind of love it. I don't even have kids. And I was still like, yeah, this is what kids, this next generation is going to have to deal with, is missing out on all these things because of the climate and the place we're in. So yeah, love it. Will it reach the people it needs to? Probably not. Is it making parents think about their choices when it comes to climate change? I really hope so. Jeep was trying to be so thoughtful and use lots of platitudes like freedom isn't free, and it had Harrison Ford and a German Shepherd. And of course, we love Harrison Ford and a German Shepherd. Like, of course. But freedom isn't free has nothing to do with the Jeep, right? This is another one of those commercials where, like, I like the commercial. I like whatever it's doing. It kind of makes me want to become a political activist. It does not make me want to buy a Jeep. So this is a fail for me. Stella Artois, this is David Beckham and Matt Damon. Again, it's hilarious. It does not make me want to drink Stella Artois, but they did do a really good job of having Stella Artois like at the beginning, in the middle, and the end of this commercial. They made sure that you saw their logo and the beer and people actually drinking the beer. David Beckham allegedly actually drinking Stella Artois, right? So in that sense, it's good. But again, it didn't really do anything as far as like, why Stella Artois? So I think I have to give this one a fail, but a hesitant fail, because they did have their branding throughout. It's one of those where you don't really forget what the ad was about. Dove, I kind of hate to give this one a fail as well. This is all about the way we talk about girls' body types, girls in sports. Great message. And then at the end, you see the Dove logo. Instead, you could talk about how, like, we'll take care of your body throughout all these steps. We can help take care of your skin and your pits and all the things that Dove does, um, regardless of what you're doing or your body type or your age or any of these things. Awesome opportunity there. They did not do any of that. It was just like, let's not hate on girls' bodies. Dove, the end. No, fail. Sorry, Dove. And I do love Dove products. I do. I use them all the time. It was just a bad commercial. Booking.com promotes the idea that they have something for everyone, uses a variety of the most famous and different Muppet characters to convey the idea that while showcasing some of their hotel options. So they've got the family friendly, they've got the pool, they've got the, stuff in Vegas. They have something for, they really do show like, here are all the different options. Love it. Love it. That is a win. So those are the ones that I have. So if you have any questions about this or anything else, please reach out. Again, you can reach me at info@AV, as in my initials, Allison Verhalen. That is info@avwritingservices.com. That's it. Have a great week and happy blogging, everyone.